Hey guys, welcome back to Vito's Garage. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in this video. I don't know how quick it's gonna be, but I want to replace my shifter knob, and I want to replace my the console, the wooden trim right here. So let's get started, and hope you guys enjoy. Thank you so much for your support, and stay tuned. All right, guys, I got a shifter, a wooden shifter. I'm really excited for it. I'm gonna be replacing it with this one. As you can see, this one's really worn out and not looking nice. I don't know what people did and how they treated it. It's so weird. I don't know if they were like scratching their nails on it or something, but it looks really horrible. And then I'll be replacing this shifter with this one. This is a lot better, and it's actually on the backside, as you can see, there's a lot of there's a lot of like plastic clips that are stapled to this wooden trim from the factory. And this one is actually, as you can see, it's already lifted off. I just did that because, as you can see, this window switch, I can move it, down, but I cannot move it up because it falls through. So it's pretty bad. And also I'm going to be replacing this hazard switch because it's getting worn out. So I'm going to be refreshing everything here. So anyways, let's get started to it, and let's do this, guys. All right, guys, make sure your parking brake is working and it's engaged. And I have to turn the key because I need to move this shifter right here to this position, and then you can turn the key off. All right, now since we have it in this position, it gives us a lot more space. So this part just comes out. Okay, it's just a plastic trim. And then you would just literally, since if this is down, you would just grab some, like, carefully, like a few plastic tools, and then you would just pry this up carefully. It would come up. Now it's going to be a challenge because you'll have to disconnect all the connectors from underneath. So I'll have to do that, and then once this thing is out, I'll swap all the switches to this new used wooden trim. So when you're disconnecting these switches, you have to be really careful. Don't just rip these connectors out, because you're gonna probably break these plastics right here under this shifter. A lot of plastic pieces are attached to this wooden trim. So the way you remove it is you press these two tabs in on both sides, and then you with the other hand you're holding this from dropping down, and then you're disconnecting the connector. So it's gonna be hard for me to show you, but just be very careful and gentle with it. Okay, once you disconnect everything, just pull this off. This is how it looks. There's a bunch of switches, a bunch of plastics in here. So now I'm gonna be swapping all the switches over to the other panel. Alright, guys, I'm finally done replacing all the switches and installing them onto this one, and I installed brand new hazard switch as well. The only thing that sucks is that you actually really have to take your time doing this, because otherwise you're going to start breaking things on the back side. Each switch has two clips, 1 and 2, and then if you're not careful, they will break. So you have to take as much time as needed to not break stuff like this. So I'm super happy about this. Everything is back together right now. I'm gonna start installing my shifter. Now what you need to do is you need to release this shifter face right here. So the way to do it is there's a clip right here, so you can grab carefully a pick. Be very careful. And then from the underside, you have to kind of lift it towards the left, and then it's gonna pop free. Okay, and then the same thing on this side. It's literally like a clip. You go and you push it towards the front, and it's gonna pop. And then this last clip is right here. What you need to do is you need to go in there and you need to push it forward. You're not pulling it, you're just pushing it forward, and that way this will come free. As you can see it's separated right there, so just have to carefully wiggle it off. There you go, just like that. There's a lot of trash in there. It's a good idea to clean it all up and also lubricate everything. Okay, so I'm gonna lift it up and I'm gonna loosen this nut right here, and that will loosen my shifter. The size is 15 millimeter. I'm gonna go ahead and loosen it up. So it might be rusty on some of them, so you might have to spray some PB Blaster. Once you loosen that nut, you're gonna go ahead and carefully start removing this like that. Very carefully. It's also a good idea to replace this boot, but I don't have one today. It's still in good shape, I just have to clean it really well. Other than that, literally, yeah, let's go ahead and spin it off. And there she goes. Be careful, there's a lot of junk over here. Put that to the side. Now you can see you can clean all this garbage off, and I'll show you how to lubricate those bushings in the shifter later. It's also a good idea to replace this bulb, but on mine it's working, so I'm not really gonna do too much, and I don't have this bulb with me today, I believe. I'll see if I have one, I'll replace it. If not, then that's fine, I'll just leave it the way it is. But it's a good idea to just replace it because you're already here. Now keep in mind that pre-facelift 190Es and W124s had slightly different shifters, you can see, alright, comparing to this one that was on my 190E. So this one will not work. It would still thread in and everything, but once you install it, it would be crooked like this, which would be really ugly, so I'm not going to use this one. But just so you guys know the differences between the pre-facelift and facelift model shifter knobs, they are different. Alright guys, I cleaned everything as much as possible. Also cleaned this boot. As you can see, this boot is torn, but I don't have a new one in it right now, but I recommend for you guys to get one. This is the part number because you're going to be doing this job, so I really recommend it. Alright guys, this is the best thing that you can do to lubricate something that you can't really get to. This is automatic trans fluid. So I'm gonna lubricate all these parts, okay, all these springs, and you know, I'm gonna try to get some oil right there and into those bushings. Of course it's not gonna be super easy, but it's okay. There's gonna be some oil in there, it's not a big deal. Okay, just a little bit. That's good. Okay, you can wipe off the excess if you want to. Alright, but it's just a good idea to lubricate all that stuff. Guys, look at this thing. This is what I'm going to be installing onto this car. Okay, this is a used shifter knob, but I really love this thing. It's in amazing shape. It's going to go right here. So I'm about to start installing everything back, and we'll see how it's gonna look. I'm super excited, guys. Alright guys, so everything is ready, looking nice, ready to be installed back onto this shifter assembly. At the end, make sure you tighten that nut, and also I put some silicone paste on the threads so they don't rust. And then once you're done, you're gonna go ahead and carefully grab this and slide it right over here on top. Make sure you're just being very careful. So to install this, you have to push that thing in. Push that in. You have to clip all these things in. All these 3 clips have to be clipped. The rear one is in. Now I'm gonna be pressing this one and that one in. Okay. There you guys have it. And there she is. Oh, I can't put it back in because once I install everything, the clip, I'll show you the final results. But there you guys have it. I mean, I'm pretty happy about this thing. It looks so nice. I really love this thing so much. And yeah, right now I just have to install that panel back on and we'll be good to go, guys. It's super exciting. Alright guys, so I'm almost done installing the wood trim piece and the shifter, and also this trim. I'm about to show you how to install that. But I'm gonna tell you, I don't know why, but it took me like 2 hours because I was struggling with this shifter wood trim piece because I wasn't sure how to actually like install it, and I'll show you what I mean and where I was struggling. So anyways, as you can see, the shifter is right now pretty much all flush and everything, okay, like right here and stuff like that. The only part that I was struggling with is, and I wasn't sure what's going on, why it's like that, but you know, I clipped these two corners first, this one and that one, and then I had a problem with this one. It was just like sticking out, and I wasn't sure what's going on and why it's like that, you know. So I removed you know, all the connectors again and tried to like reposition all the wires because I thought maybe the wires were in a way or something like that. So anyways, eventually what I figured out is I had to grab this tool, plastic tool, and I carefully had to go here like this, and I had to carefully like pry it like this and just push down with this tool on this wood trim piece. The same thing on that side, because otherwise what I had going on is that there was so much like pressure right here that it would keep these two ends popped out, which was actually not nice, and I didn't like that. So anyways, right now we're gonna go ahead and install this trim and we're gonna be done. So this goes like so, and when you're doing this job, just be very patient and careful, okay, with all the plastics and things like that. Don't damage anything. All right. Almost. There you go. And now let's go ahead and check everything. Look at that. Amazing. Everything works nice. Awesome.